So you heard Senator Cruz talk about how quickly we got into this pickle, basically just a little over 20 years, which gives you a little bit of extrapolate that into the future. And the only politician who's had the nerve to put a budget out has been from the President, Biden. So he, unapologetic about it, shows us from this 31 trillion we're in debt, taking all of us to 45 trillion in just 10 years. And that's way under the mark because interest rates have gone up 4 percentage points by the Fed here recently. So a couple of little fun facts. You remember before Christmas I asked a reporter to tell me what 1% of 30 trillion was? Anybody remember that? Remember, it wasn't easy to come up with it, and the first guess was 300 million. Well, it's 300 billion. The numbers I just gave you in terms of what Biden is unapologetically and brazenly saying for the future of our country, 45 trillion in debt, doesn't take into consideration the interest cost and the crowding out. And the reason I want you to know what 1% of 30 trillion is, take 4% of 30 trillion. That's the interest that's going to get priced in to the cost of carrying this debt. You do the math with what we're currently paying in interest, that's as much interest as we just spent on that monstrosity of an omnibus bill that just went through the door at 1.7 trillion. And these are numbers for future generations. You ought to just think, what the heck is going on? Who is running the show? And the other thing Senator Cruz said, it's been an equal opportunity endeavor between Democrats and Republicans, because the folks that have been running the place have been looting the place in the sense that, sure, with the printing press in the basement, with a credit card that you can swipe year after year, any knucklehead could do that. And really, knuckleheads have been getting us into the place we are now. And remember the numbers. The numbers always rule in the long run. The heavy weight of that burden will be unescapable, and it'll be painful if you don't do what Senator Paul talked about. Exercise a little political discipline and will. Quit trying to please everyone, and that means defense and domestic, and maybe you'll get the ship turned in the right direction.